Hi there, my name's Alan. I've got a website which I'll give the details below. I've done a few videos now and the response I've got is, it's been absolutely brilliant, and I'd like to thank you all for taking the time out for watching them and also posting on them. After looking at your feedback, there seems to be a lot of questions about people who want to join in and start in this wonderful creative world we call multimedia, altered art, craft making, card making, everything. And they want to know, they see us with all the equipment. Now, it's hard for them when they say that we've got everything that we need and to do this job. Then they feel that they can't do it because they don't know what they have to have, what they need to get. And you know, there are shortcuts. It is very expensive, this world of crafting that we all take part in. It's a lot of the equipment, as I mentioned, has been built up over the years. I've been crafting since 1980 on this level. So a lot of my stuff has been built up over the years. I've bought things here and I bought things there and I brought them in. I've also learnt that there's ways round and there's ways that you can obtain things and do things on a much cheaper level. So this video is all about possibly building that first crafting toolbox, so to speak. I will share a few tidbits that will help you get some things that are cheaper, and hopefully that when you've got this little box, that then becomes your stable, that you'll be able to move on and you'll be able to add things all the time that you're going out. But here is just to say, if you can afford it, these are the little items that you could use or you could have to put in that box to start off with. So without any more ado, let's get, as they say, and we'll take it from there. Okay, right, I shall be speaking to you soon. Hi there, I'm back again. Now then, where were we? Toolbox. Right, this is my craft box. It's an old biscuit tin. In here, I've got a brayer, some clips for when you're heat embossing. You just clip on there. They're just little crocodile clips, and then when you're heat embossing, your hands don't get cold, your fingers don't get burnt. So that is something that we will be talking about on another video. I've got some pegs. Now you're going to ask why. These are great for if you can't afford to buy the big bulldogs, for just clipping some papers together. Say you've got two pieces here and you just clip them together. Held firm then. So there's ways around everything. I've got some little ballpoint. These are used for embossing. The various. This set here, very, very inexpensive. They're a set of 3, and they come from a very, very fine to not a broad one, but one where you can make an impression on some card. Then I've got a good pair of working scissors. These are the ones that you tend to find in the kitchen department, you know, where they've got a bottle opener and everything. These are great for cutting wires, and you know, the little wire that we use that used to be in telephones, now that everything's stopped, but these are great for cutting through wire. See, they're the kitchen ones. These are really good working scissors. Then I've got a good pair of paper scissors. I've got 2 sizes. I've got that size, and I have, he says, searching through, where have they gone? What have I done with it? There they are. I've got a larger pair and a small pair. Now these, if you're buying little scissors, the tip I can say to you is just, you want to get scissors that cut right to the edge. Paper. You can never find paper when you need it. Hang on. You would have thought, being in a place like this, I'd have paper all over the place, but I've not. So, that, yeah. A hole and all. So, let me show you these. They've cut right to the edge, can you see? Some scissors, when you buy them, they'll cut and they'll sort of cut and they'll not cut right to that tip. So I say to get a pair of scissors, small pair of scissors if you can, that cut right to the tip. Don't be afraid. I mean, I've been known to, when I'm in the shop and I'm like, oh yeah, that works. Why buy something when you get it home and you find it doesn't work? It's got to say what it says on the tin. Then a pencil. These are one of these cheap pencils that are, you know, the click ones, and the lead comes out. The lead isn't that brilliant. It does tend to snap, but these are, you know, they're good because they're very fine. They leave a very fine line. Then tweezers. Again, a staple of your crafting box. What else? Then I've got several little pieces that I've picked up over the years that have got a sharp point. These are great. If you're using double-sided tape, then these are brilliant for just getting under and just flicking the top off. They're good, you know, they really are good. Worth investing if you can. They come in all shapes and sizes. That's one. And then here's another one. Always, please, keep the lid back on. Always put your top on when you're finished. What else? All plastic spatulas of the spreading glue spreaders. What you're not supposed to be there. And would you believe a letter opener? They're all good pieces that you could. That it's a letter opener, but it's also when you're folding down, you've got. Now why go and spend an absolute fortune on something that they say? Well, I'll give you a clue. I'm not mentioning the brand name, but something like this doesn't come cheap. So it's got a metal tip. Whoopee. That does the job just as well. And it's a fraction of the cost. So that's what's in my this is what they used to they use for dressmaking, and they use it to you know, mark out the lines when they're going round. This makes brilliant fake stitching lines on your card. I don't know if that can be picked up. I don't know if you can see it's there. If I turn that light over. No, I'm sorry, I don't think you can see it, but if you can, it makes brilliant faux stitching, you know, faux stitching. So that's in my thing. As I say, clothes pegs. There's another pointy with a point end, and a good craft knife. Craft knives come in all shapes and sizes. I would look at a knife like this. It says, where's my knife gone? You can never find something when you need it, can you? Here we go. Right. This craft knife, check. Then the blades are surgical blades. You can buy them on eBay. They come in a packet like. Where's my blades? Over here. I will do a guided tour of my craft room. See, blades come in two sizes, the 10A and the 11, which are the most common. But they come in packets like this. There's 10 to a packet. They're not expensive. Why spend a fortune on a craft knife from a company that only supplies their blades. It's totally, you know, I can't see, you know, there's too many companies at the moment. No, I best not get political. Right, so that's my craft tin. Now then, what do I suggest you have in your starting craft box? Right, where's the... Right, in here I've just put a few items that I thought would make your craft box perfect. Now then, I'll put them all there, and then we can start. Now then, first thing, a ruler. There we go. Your ruler, whatever you got, inches, centimetres, whatever, always have a metal line along there. That is vital for when you're using your craft knife and you want a straight edge. Some cheap PVA crafting glue that you can pick up at the children's department, wherever. I don't know where they have children's. I know they have Michael's and everything, which I'm so envious when I go to America. I just love, I can spend hours in the craft stores there because you've got so much and we've got so little. A cheap craft glue. A good pair of scissors. Do not let anybody use these scissors for anything else but for your crafting. So put hands off. I've put a big pair, large pair and a small pair. A craft knife. Like I said, one with blades that you can get off eBay. A glue stick. This is my glue. It's my brand. I'm not advertising it. I'm not paid to advertise it, but I would just get just your normal glue stick. A little bottle that you can find anywhere that you can fill with water and you can spray like a little spritzer. You can usually find these. They've got other chemicals in. I don't know, you know, for other items in, but they either come in that form, or like I mentioned before, they come in a tall form. So I would include that into the box. Then, now, if you can, these are called, well, the tape runners. What they are is there a little. In there, there's a little strip of glue, double-sided glue. They're not expensive, these, but they're always handy if you just want to put something down that's a little, you know. So I would suggest getting, possibly if you can, getting one of these. You're not going to use it all the time, but it is a good backup. Now then, you may found daft this, but he says picking them up. I'd also include some Vaseline or some petroleum jelly. This is great for doing resists when you're working. So when you've got, I'll do a demo later on. If you've got a painting and then you want to lay a second colour on top and you don't want to take away or to muddy the layer that's below, just put a little bit of Vaseline on, just a little bit, just a smear, because that is water resistance. Your paint's not going to affect what's below, and it will wipe off when everything's dry. Don't wipe it off when it's halfway through, because you'll just smear everything over. But when the paint is dry, a little bit of a paper towel, wipe it off, and it's brilliant. And of course, as you can see, it's just a small tin. Right, here I bought a set of paint brushes. They don't have to be inexpensive, but it is, I would advise, if you could, you want a wide brim one, ordinary one, and then a fine detail. These three brushes, these three brushes will get you through what you're doing. However, there's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 in here. Nice set of 7. They're not bad quality, they're okay, they will do the job. If you look after them, they will last you. If you wash them after you've used them, my tip is that with my bigger ones that I use a lot, and nothing, I actually put hair shampoo on them, and then I put hair conditioner. So I clean these with shampoo and conditioner. So, and mine last, I've got some that are 20, 25 years old, so they must be like it. I've also got some very rough, cheap. These were the cheap, that's like glue brushes. So, if you use these when you're using your gesso, they leave a nice texture. It's not a flat texture. You see all the lines and everything in. Then, if you can, now this is where I think there's some people, some companies, they will bring things out and rely upon the name to sell them. This is when it becomes expensive. However, if you search around, you can find, these are the water brushes. What is it? You just fill them with water, and then I think Kelly yesterday uploaded a video where she used some water crayons, some water pencils. These, you don't have to buy them. I like them because they travel with me. These, they're in my little, I've got a little travel box that I take with me, that if I want to do some doodling, some drawing, I've got a little collection of things there that I can take. I can take these because these will work perfectly with my little paints that I've got, the little, you know, with a little paint, what they're called. Anyway, please write me your answer on a postcard, blah blah blah. Anyway, so that's what I use there. Now then, when I'm at home, when you're at home and you're colouring, if you colour sometimes under normal light, you pick out a colour and you think, oh, that's a nice orange, I'll use that. And then when you look at it the following day, you find it wasn't an orange, it was a brown. So, I would suggest, if you can, these are not expensive. They're the little lights that you plug in. I think I got this from the Swedish furniture shop. If I plug it in and show you, right, let's just do a bit of an experiment. Okay, right, I'm going to turn these daylight ones off, okay, and we're sort of working at this light. I've put that down. Can you see the colours? But still, this is the canvas I'm working on. Here we go. Right, this is the canvas that I'm working on. Can you see the true colours that's there? Now, if I put this on, can you see how it's not daylight, but it's a lot better than your fluorescent and also your normal household light. So this cost me about, I would say about $8 possibly. So I would, if you can, get one of these. And they also pack up if you haven't got a large space and you have to pack all your stuff away. I know there's people that don't have the luxury of having a specific area to craft, and that they have to take a box out, they have to put it on the table in the living room, and they have to craft from that. So I'm very conscious of that. This is why I'm sort of trying to get a little box where you've got everything together and it's easy, and you don't have to, you know, you can do the jobs that people, you know, you see people on the, these are my off lights. These, they're brilliant. If you can afford, you know, there are daylight lights. They're actually invented by someone that was working on the early Disney films. So there's a light. Then we all know that, let's get rid of this, put them away. Now then, you've then got your hairdryer, which Kelly sings the virtues of. There's two types, the hairdryer, and then you've got the heat, the crafting thing. This gets out a lot more heat, and it is not as powerful. When I say powerful, I mean It's not as forceful, sorry, as this, but this is gentle. So like when you're heat embossing, you have to put a glue substance down. I know it's not glue, but I just want to sort of, and then you put a glitter substance on top. You then use this to heat the embossing, I don't know what you call it, embossing flakes thing. This then heats them up and it looks like sort of a glassy substance. And what I'll do is that I will do a video just giving the quick basics all about using embossing and what it looks like, as I know there's a lot of people out there that haven't a clue when I say embossing. They just think maybe it's a piece, you know, you get a pen and you get on some paper and you just make a few marks. That is embossing. There's also heat embossing. Then your best friend, the baby wipe. These are perfect, and if you use them for a lot of colour. I did a video. I don't know where I did not a video. I did a project that's on my website that I actually used the baby wipes after cleaning up, and it was like a colour. It was an orange. I then used the baby wipes to make a flower. So I'll see if I can remember which project it was, and I'll put a link below. This is a silicone mat. I got this from the supermarket. It cost me £1, which is say $1.50 to the pound. Yeah, this does exactly the same job as well, there's one in here. Exactly the same job. That's what this does. These are the small ones I use for travelling. Yeah, these cost a lot more, trust me, and they just do exactly the same job. Then, if you're working with ribbons and you like them, a cheap pair of hair tongs. This will iron any fabric. You just get some fabric, ribbons, you crinkle it up. Again, I'll do a little demo and I will do a video later on. You just crinkle up your ribbon, heat it on, and then that's it. It's an iron. So these cost me about $3. Now then, let's get on to the subject of paints. You can go to Michael's and you can get a small collection of paints which are something similar to these. They come in a set, there's maybe 20, and they're all light, and you get one of every colour. They're not big, but these are like 0.4 US fluid ounces. This one is 0.4, and that is a 0.4. So but next time you go to the DIY store, these do exactly the same job as paints. So how often do they give these and they say, well, these are 50 cents? You know, I've got a lot of these, because sometimes the colour that you want is not, you see a colour on a wall or something that you can't get, you'll have to mix yourself. So, you know, I've got the tin version. These, just screw them off. You got perfect paints. You can take that off if you wish, or you just use the squish. See? What's wrong with that paint? There's absolutely nothing wrong with it at all. And also, these I got, they're a glitter glaze that they put on walls after they've finished painting to give that glitter. Does that come out? These were just over $1 each. Yeah, I've got a glaze that will go on top of my acrylic paints. You see? Is that? Can you? There you go. So, next time you go to the DIY store, you know, send someone off to do whatever they want to do. You head toward the paints and start looking at these and just pricing them up. This is, how much is in here? This is 125mm. Now, if that was put out by several companies that size, I can guarantee you now that you would be paying at least 10 times the amount. 10 times the amount that you're paying for this. So, and buy the home brand, you know, the house brand. They're just as good. There's nothing wrong with them, and they're a lot cheaper. And then the last thing that you need is your good old-fashioned paper towel. Now, some of these now, they come in, they've got so many patterns now on the actual surface that you're spoilt for choice. As Kelly did in the last video, she put this down, and then it took up some of the paint that was wet, and it left a brilliant surface to work on. A surface that you would have spent half an hour trying to get right, then thinking, oh no, it's gone wrong, starting all over again. And the beauty of this one, I presume you'll get, is that it's there, but it's also half a sheet. So if I needed to clean anything up, and I'm stingy me, I will do this, and then I will rip it, and I will use that to clean up. But if I use that for a blue, then that for a red, I'm not going to contaminate each one, but when it's dry, I've got a piece of red paper and I've got a piece of green paper. And it's not really cost me anything but a bit of time cleaning up. So that, I would say, is a bit of basics and a bit about your paints to help you get started. Obviously we're going to move on, and I bet there's loads of stuff that I've forgotten that I wanted to tell you, but I didn't quite sort of get around to saying it. But please bear with me, I will do. I'm here to help you get on this train ride that we call creativity. I want you to get on, and I don't want you to get off the train, because once you're on and once you start doing it, it is a wonderful, wonderful place to be. Crafting has saved me, which from a lot. So I owe crafting a lot, and for that reason I want to share crafting that I like with everybody, and I want them to enjoy it as much as I have. So thanks very much indeed for watching. Please leave any comments below. I can't tell, I get worse now, that how much it means to me that you take the time out of your busy lives to send me a message, watch my video, and then just leave a few kind words below. It means a lot, and I thank you very, very much. So okay, I'm going to leave it there, and hopefully the next video we will start doing something nice and creative, and we can take it from there. My journal's coming on. I've done the thing. I'm going to start working on that, I promise. Then I want to show you how you can build and how you can stamp and sort of build everything up and enjoy it. Okie doke, right, I've talked too much, so I'm going to say off for now. Thank you very much, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye.